And welcome live to the Thomas and Mack Center, where a champion has been crowned in the Mountain West. The 2019 Air Force Reserve Mountain West Women's Championship goes the way of the Boise State Broncos, who are center court along with Deputy Commissioner Brett Gilliland right now to lift the trophy. And the Boise State Broncos are the champion in the Mountain West for a third consecutive year, four-time overall. Nate Kreckman joining me on stage. And Nate, this was a remarkable run by Boise State. Had some adversity early in the tournament, and this one they win going away. Dominant fashion over the Wyoming Cowgirls.
Yeah, back to back to back. Brady Hodgins put them on her back early on in the tournament tonight. It really was the full team effort from Boise State to beat Wyoming. 4 Broncos in double figures. Hodgins with 16, obviously, but Harrell with 12, Coleman. And Jade Christopher just kept hitting huge threes tonight, Jesse. She goes for 11 in this game. Those are the 4 Broncos in double figures. And this was a game, it was largely kind of out of reach there in the second half, and there were a few times where Wyoming would hit a couple of buckets, looked like it was going to get close, and then Boise State, they've just been here before. Like you said, back to back to back. They didn't panic. They cruised to another championship.
Well, there's no substitute for experience in these Boise State Broncos. You think about the junior class; they've never known anything but winning. Then you got Brady Hodgins and Riley Lupfer. All they know is cutting down nets here at Thomas and Mack. And when you get onto a stage like this, you're not going to be spooked. Wyoming seemed a little bit spent. They spent a lot of energy last night, and Boise State just absolutely used that energy to go.
And Jesse, you really see that veteran championship moxie there. Look at the technique cutting down the nets. Veterans, they've done this before. Slowly up the ladder, good scissor control. That's what you like to see in a conference champion.
Experience. And, when Gordy goes up that ladder, he'll have that thing and, racing the net around. When you saw this Boise State team early in this tournament struggle a little bit with Nevada, you said, uh-oh, there could be an upset brewing. But they were able to press through, get a victory, and now a championship. And we're going to go down right now to Tamara Brown, who's standing by with Brady Hodgins, who is certainly the best player on the court in this tournament.
Brady, you have completed the three-peat. You're not only completing this season with the regular season championship, but a tournament championship as well. What is going through your mind right now?
I was just telling Riley we're 9-0 in this tournament, and that's something so special and something that we really take pride in. We don't want to have a loss here, and so we're happy we're able to complete that mission this year, and then we're on to the next, and hopefully next year too.
11 players went into this game, and 8 of them scored. What does that say about the strength of your bench?
We talked about it all year. Our motto's been strength in numbers, and that's been our motto this whole time, and even in this tournament. It's what we've grown to know in this program, and so we're really excited to have that.
At the end of the first half, you guys had 8 or 9 points off of turnovers, and you continued that the second half. How did you guys keep that up?
I would just say intensity, and we really, really, really wanted to get them to turn the ball over. No matter what, they are disciplined. They take care of the ball, and so if we were able to get extra bunnies off of that, that's what helped us build that cushion and then ultimately win by 17.
Congratulations, Brady.
Thank you.
Jesse, back to you.
Thank you, Tamara. And we heard just now that Brady Hodgins is the tournament MVP. I don't think that really surprises anybody, Nate, especially what she did early in this tournament. She set a single game record with that performance against Nevada.
Yeah, she got my vote. Brady Hodgins scoring a total of 70 points over the 3 games in this tournament, averaging well over 20 points a game in the tournament. Brady Hodgins, tournament MVP, very deserving honor for Boise State. Just terrific to see them win this back-to-back-to-back years, and just composure on this stage, Jesse. That's really what stood out to me about Boise State. They knew they were supposed to be here. The excellent junior class you talked about. You see Riley Lupfer right there, just a cold-blooded shooter. Riley Lupfer, she's really battled through that back injury this year, but she was terrific once again in the Mountain West tournament. And the seniors, really the 2 seniors, Ermita and Harrell, both were fantastic. And I think that's our girl Marta Ermita, who's going up the ladder right now. 3 straight for Marta. And I voted Marta for all-tournament team. I thought she was terrific. Just so much composure. She controls the tempo.
Yeah, she's definitely the glue girl on that team, keeping that team together. Let's go down to Tamara Brown. She's standing by with another champion from Boise State. Tamara?
Jade, last year you earned a championship, but you weren't able to play because you were a transfer. This year, being able to help your team come to victory and win this tournament championship, what does that feel like?
Great. I have no words. Just great.
Was this one of the reasons that you chose to transfer to Boise State from Kansas?
For sure. Feel like a winner. I don't really have any words. I'm sorry. I'm too pumped. I'm pumped.
Securing not only the regular season title, but also the tournament championship, how hard is that?
Can you ask me that again?
Winning not only the regular season title, but also the tournament title, how hard is that?
It is actually pretty hard, especially them going back to back. So I think just day in and day out, working hard, it pays off.
Congratulations, Jade.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
At a loss for words, there you see Brady Hodgins to the chance of MVP as she cut down her portion of the net. And Nate, when you think about this Boise State team now, 4 overall championships, that's one off a Mountain West record held by New Mexico. There's no reason not to think that Boise State's not going to be at least a favorite in the mix, again, to be cutting down the nets a year from now because of the amount of firepower they have coming back.
Yeah, this is 8 years now in the Mountain West for Boise State. They've won this tournament now 4 times. Hodgins is going to be back. Jade Christopher, who we just talked to right there, didn't have a ton to say. She had a ton of threes to hit in that game tonight. Ashanti Coleman is a junior. She will be back. Riley Lupfer will be back next season. They'll lose Ermita and Harrell. The question is, how will they fill in for that leadership? But Gordy Presnell has figured out a way to maintain excellence in this program for Boise State. And again, if you've got Hodgins and Lupfer back, you have Christopher back. She was so good tonight. I think Boise State is poised to continue their dominance of this league.
No question about it, but one of those seniors that is capping off a remarkable career here, at least in Mountain West play, Marta Ermita. She's standing by with Tamara.
Marta, ending your college career with not only the regular season title, but the tournament title. What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. I don't even have words. I just have feelings like enjoying, smiling, like being with my teammates, my coaches. I don't know. It's impressive. I'm so happy right now.
Completing the three-peat, how hard is that to do in this conference?
It's so hard. Like every single game we played, this tournament and the past tournaments, they were hard, they were challenging, and it's amazing to get like the wins. But it's all because we work as a team, like all together.
And also, the road does not stop here. You have punched your ticket to the NCAA tournament. What are you looking forward to next?
Oh my God, I'm just excited to play one more time with my teammates. I enjoy the NCAA, and I hope they get a win for sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
All right, Gordy Presnell, a well-deserved smile. Gordy is the quintessential coach, Nate. It's never over till it's over in his mind, always worried about what's coming next. That's what makes him great. But you love to see someone who puts in that amount of work, who cares that much, who worries about so much, as a coach typically does, finally able to express himself and smile and realize that another championship is coming home to Boise.
Yeah, Gordy, the coach of the year, and I noticed something right there, Jesse. The Boise State Broncos, they're dancing because they're going to the NCAA tournament. ESPNW has Boise State as a 12 seed in Corvallis. That was when I checked it earlier. We will see, obviously, the way the rest of the conference tournaments kind of shake out and how the seeding falls, but that's what we're looking at right now with Boise State.
Yeah, there was some thought that maybe they got some disrespect last year having to play Louisville. We'll talk about that in here in a moment. But Tamara now standing by with the coach of the year and a champion in Gordy Presnell.
Champion, but a tournament champion again. A three-peat. What is going through your head right now?
I'm just proud of our kids and the way they stuck together. And we had high expectations this year, and they met every one of them.
Out of the 11 players that you put in this game, 8 of them scored. What does that say about the strength of your bench? We got an unselfish group, and they defer to each other, and they cheer for each other, and it's what's made it such an exciting, fun year, is that they play with a lot of joy, and they look out for each other. Outside of the offensive success you had today, you also had double-digit points off of turnovers. How were you able to be so successful on defense as well?
I thought our defensive coordinator, Cody Butler, came up with a good plan. We're going to try to up-tempo them a little bit, 3 games in a row, and they play 5 or 6, and I think that helped.
Coach, your ticket is punched to the NCAA tournament. What are you looking forward to down the road?
I hope we can compete and get a win. That's what I hope. You know, this is about the 4th or 5th time we've done this, and hopefully we'll get a seed that maybe we can play on a neutral site. We've always played on a home court site.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Oh, with the amount of firepower, there's no reason to think that they can't compete with the type of players that step up, the depth that they have. You know, you never know. You get into one of those 12 seeds, and maybe that's the magic number for Boise State to get a victory on what Gordy Presnell hopes is a neutral stage in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Jesse, this is a 27-win team in Boise State. There's not many teams in the country that Boise State can't play with, so they should be poised for success going forward. Just a great run through the tournament for Boise State. Let's give some credit to Wyoming. A great tournament by the Cowgirls. Finally, they broke through. They got to a tournament championship game. Obviously, Boise State just too much for them, but Marta Gomez, a great season, a great tournament for Gomez, but in the end, Boise State is just loaded. They're too much.
Yeah, and Joe Legursky, one of the class acts in Mountain West, regardless of sport, certainly a great season, and these girls will be better having played on this stage and perhaps able to get over the hump here in the near future. So Boise State, your champions for a 3rd consecutive year, 4th overall. They top Wyoming to win the championship game here at the 2019 Air Force Reserve Mountain West Women's Championship Tournament. Your final, as Boise State, the last team standing, 68-51, your final. For Tamara Brown, for Nate Kreckman, I'm Jesse Kurtz saying so long from the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas.